What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about the reasons why I'm single, and one of the reasons why I prefer to be single, and one of the reasons why I don't really trust women, or I view most women as a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? So especially if you're not especially if you're at a certain age where you're 30 or 40, if you're not even settled yet financially. So let's get to it. So one of the reasons why I love being single is because one, as much as, even though I do struggle with being single, because I've been single my whole life, but so I never dated around like that. I believe it's spiritual protection, but I also believe it's spiritual interference, because no matter what I do, what I try, I just can't seem to manifest a date or a relationship. Now, I'm not a dumbass, because I look good, I'm in shape, I have ambition. I'm more attractive than the average guy out there, because the average guy don't take care of themselves. They have a shitty mindset. So I know what I can bring to the table. I'm not like most people. I actually do know my worth. But it's just the locations I'm in, and the types of women, they're just not my type. I just can't really. The only time I'll date a woman is when I'm sexually attracted to them. But whenever I'll interact with them, it's just their mindset is just not up to par. It's not meeting my expectations. That's the only time I actually try to entertain a woman's when I'm sexually attracted. But for the most part, that's pretty much it, because they don't talk about spirituality. They don't talk about deep esoteric knowledge. The only time I was actually into someone that was actually like-minded like me was my twin flame, which I dated back in 2017. We only dated, I guess it was a date, only for one day, but that didn't work out due to trauma. And again, it was spiritual interference. So I lived a very spiritual life. All of my life experiences has to deal with a lot of spirituality. It's very spiritual. My life is not like the average person where God or the universe will hand them a fucking life partner or multiple dating options, so where they could fuck around and fuck all day and just fuck every year and be a hoe and a slut. I'm not, with my life, it's not more so like that. More so my life is, because my life is even reflecting my life is solely based on purpose driven, mission driven, and doing things that's important compared to the average person's life, in my opinion. Because my life deals with healing, experiencing trauma, experiencing traumatic shit, abuse, so I can overcome it and learn from it, and just again, just observe it. And all the things I enjoy doing is working out, learning. Is basic. All the things I love doing is working out, fitness, and just learning about information and just better myself. That's pretty much it. The only time I have blockages is when I'm experiencing a lot of trauma and pain. And I know this because the universe or God will purposely not put me around like-minded people based on the locations I'm in and the situations I'm in, but also the people around me, because all my family members are narcissistic and abusive. So me experiencing all those things, I know damn well that I'm meant to be great in this life, because there's the way you can observe whether someone is destined to become very famous or become very great or to become very big in life is when you actually experience their life experiences, where they've experienced a lot of spiritual warfare, they've experienced a lot of narcissistic abuse and blockages and setbacks, not because they themselves manifested it, but more so God or the universe kind of orchestrated that. As fucked up as that may sound, that's the price you got to pay when you're trying to become great in life. Just like what Chauncey once said, the more powerful your spirit, the more bullshit you're going to go through. The weaker the influence you have in life, the less important your life mission is, and you're kind of going to have shit handed to you, you know? That's why you see people who are able to attract money online and they're financially free, or they don't have to work a 9 to 5, or they don't have to go through as much bullshit, or life seems easy because they haven't really gone through anything. You know what I'm saying? But that's my opinion. But yeah, but so the reason why I'm single, right? So even if I were because most women, they're just a headache, and they're very expensive. People may say, oh, women, they're not all about money. I personally disagree, because you gotta take women out on dates, you gotta buy them shit, or they'll eventually want some shit, and you know what I'm saying, you gotta take them out, and it's just a fucking headache. What they got offered to me? A fucking the second, other than sex, you know what I'm saying? Yes, they offer nurturing and they have some insight, but for the most part, is I'm how do people have time to even date around, or to even or be in a relationship like that? Do you got to be that miserable to find someone just to fulfill you. Even I understand people would date not to like fulfill them, but they just do it because maybe their soul wants to experience that shit. And that's another reason why, because like nothing, we don't have free will in life. Like if your spirit or soul wants to experience dating around and fucking and just being a hoe or a slut or just like marrying someone, then life is gonna orchestrate that shit. It is. But if your spirit doesn't want you to experience that, it's gonna do whatever it takes to block that shit. I know what that's like. I've experienced that shit. Unless if it's like a spiritual connection, then because like there are certain, I look back at my spiritual connections, it manifested without me even trying, or it was divinely orchestrated in how it played out. So that's why I kind of like, this is why I'm single, because I can see how life is. And I've been through a lot of trial and error where like I've chased women, I've tried to date around, put myself out there, but there's a lot of blockages because I didn't know how life worked back then. I knew how spiritual interference plays a role in that shit. I'm not sure if it's spiritual protection or like you just have an important soul mission, or like just spirit doesn't want you to experience that. Who knows? Or it could be karma. I really don't know. But this shit is a real thing that I feel like not too many people don't know about. And since they don't know about it, it's gonna cause them, they're gonna question themselves. They're gonna think they're going crazy when in reality they're not going crazy. It's just spirit. It's just you don't have free will in this life. You just don't. If your spirit wants to experience certain things, then it does. As fucked up as that may sound, this is how it is. But yeah, like honestly, I don't, cause I'm very busy, cause I got so much shit I need to do. Like I got big dreams, man. Like I'm trying to better my career. I'm trying to better my fitness. I'm trying to like make more social media content out there. I'm always cleaning my room, my car, my living environment. I'm always trying to figure out ways to become great. I'm always questioning life. I'm always questioning about spirituality. I'm always doing the healing work. Not saying it's easy. It's just hard. But so it's like I don't really have time to date around like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe so. I don't know how people are able to date around like that. Not saying just because I'm driven, career focused, and mission purpose driven, doesn't mean I experience loneliness and touch starved and sadness. I do experience all those things because as human beings we crave connections. But not only do I enjoy like being purpose driven, but I feel like Spirit God kind of purposely put me through those things. Like God kind of forcefully isolated me. Again, that's one of the reasons why I know that you're meant to become great, or you're meant to become like financially free, or you're meant to do big things in this world because of what God put me through. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I know. So yeah. So I kind of no choice, but you know, it's kind of like the universe kind of forced me to surrender. But even like it was so bad because the universe would kind of isolate me to the point where like I'll be touch starved, or like I'll like pray to God, like why me, like why is this happening to me? So it's fucked up, but this is how it is. God is gonna do whatever it takes for you to be on a certain path, whether you agree with it or not. This is how it is, at least with my life. You might be different, but yeah, but so growing up and even to this day, I'm still trying to develop, and I'm becoming, this is why I'm so good at being independent than average person. I'm so good at like being self-sufficient. So even like I have a Saturn in Aries. So was it Saturn in Aries? I don't know too much about it, but I heard about Saturn in Aries people. They have to be self-sufficient and independent. And ironically, that's how my life is, you know? Yeah, it's whatever. But because I feel like how my life is, I'm the type of person where like God kind of like purposely puts me through all these things so I could develop, and now I get to experience big things and success, and I get to try all the types of women. Probably like later in my life when I'm like 40 or 50, like my third half of my life or my second half of my life. But in this stage, my first half of my life, where I'm like from this age now up to like 40 or 30, God kind of wants me to do a lot of healing work, to learn about narcissism and the human consciousness, and becoming great at what I do, and putting my information, my content out there, and to focus on my career, my purpose, my mission, you know, for the time being. So that's most people, they don't know about their life like that. Me, I could kind of pinpoint, like I observe life a lot. I observe my life experiences. I observe my life. I'm not saying I'm completely right, but I have an idea of what God is kind of want me to do. And this shit gets annoying because God, he doesn't speak directly towards me. So I'm not sure if it's intuition or downloads, but I guess I I was able to find these information through research, through my intuition, through observing my life experiences, etc. And through watching other people that are like-minded like me, what they're going through based on your same soul tribe, etc. So yeah, but usually, so like, because there are times where like I be thinking to myself, man, should I go to the bar? It's a weekend. Should I go to the bar? Should I go like a nightclubbing? Should I like talk to women, do some pickup? And I'm like, man, fuck all that. Even though I'm into pickup and dating, romance, because I have a lot of Scorpio energy. I have Scorpio rising, Mars, and Moon. So like I'm into like dating, romance, and sex like that. But ironically, God kind of blocked all that from me, you know. So it is a challenge. But I'm into it, but like there are times where like, man, I should really put myself out there. I should go out. But whenever I do, it's just like it's a waste of time, because all people do is just drink and just act dumb and shit like that. So I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? I understand there's other things, there's other opportunities, other scenarios where you can meet partners and date around through like online or through going to certain places. But like me, I'm not gonna do all that. I'm not have time to do all that shit. And like I said before, everything, we don't have free will. So like I feel like if I'm meant to date around, if I'm meant to have a fucking partner, or if I'm meant to fuck, then, or have sex, then I feel like God is gonna orchestrate that shit. Because the fact that God, the universe, or life itself orchestrated me experiencing my spiritual connections, like my twin flame back in 2017, which was intense, and I didn't do anything to attract it. It just happened to me. It was divinely orchestrated. Same thing with other past karmic connections. So it was like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, if God is able to orchestrate that shit, then clearly God has the power. Clearly God is in control who I fucking date. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I don't take that shit personally. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the pros of knowing about spirituality, because you know how life works pretty much, you know? So what do? So I use that time to my advantage by improving my fitness, figuring out, doing soul searching, what it takes for me to become great, to become financially free, and to figure out my passions and my hobbies and stuff like that, which I figured out. So I take that time to self-develop and to focus on my career and other streams of income. And I'm going to different schools so I could learn new things, learn new career settings, and have new skills. You know what I'm saying? So my schedule's busy. So I'm always a busy person. And since time is speeding up, it's like I'm always occupied. So that could be a good thing. So I feel like God is kind of, well, God has always done this, but I feel like at least right now, God really wants to amplify me being focused on my goals and shit like that. Even though at times I feel like God doesn't realize that I'm still a fucking human being. Like I'm a spirit, but I'm in a human vessel. Like I experience sexual energy. I have needs. I have wants that my human flesh came here to fucking experience and need and want. But God is kind of like, he really doesn't give a fuck, because God really wants me to be at a certain path. So that's one of the reasons why. And unfortunately, I have to accept it. There were times where I was pissed off. I still am to this day. I'm upset. I feel like it's not fair at all. But because this shit's a real thing. Like being touch starved, being like emotionally craving a connection, this shit is a real thing. But especially like if you had to abandon your whole family, especially all of your family is against you, not because of you, but because they're so narcissistic and abusive. But they all are. So I had to call them off, and it's fucking crazy what I've experienced. I've experienced a lot of emotional distress that the average person probably wouldn't last in my fucking shoes. But I'm such a fucking strong spirit or person that God kind of knows that. So it's whatever. This is why there's a saying, God gives his toughest battles to his toughest soldiers. And that God there's another word. I forgot. There's another word. There's another saying. I mean, I forgot, but it's whatever. But yeah, but that's one of the reasons why I'm single. So because I know how life is spiritually, and I can tell my life is playing now. But also like logically, is like, what's the point of like why am I gonna chase women out here? You know what I'm saying? Not only that, but in order for you to even to at least, because if you're dating a woman, there has to be a purpose. Yes, sex is good, but what's the point of dating if you can't be in a relationship? If you want to have sex and fuck, then order a fucking escort and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, like or a prostitute. You know, but because it's like, because why the fuck would I take my time out of my day? I understand guys, they're supposed to pursue the women, But it's not that I'm not. I am where. Well, I'm not. I feel like I'm not in a position where I'm at in life to date around like that. But at the same time, I can date around. I have my own place. I have a car. I have money. So like, yeah, I can date around. But do I want to? I fucking don't. Do I feel loneliness sometimes and craving sex and connection? Yes. But do I want to put myself out there and do all that shit? No, the fuck I don't. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I'm not gonna force anything. If it's meant to be with me, if it's for me, it's meant to be for me, and then I'm gonna let the universe do it. But until then, I'm just following my intuition and whatever my life throws at me. So another way where like you can kind of like know like what you're supposed to do, because like for example, like we all have a purpose, we all have a mission, right? Sometimes people who make spiritual content, they say that, but sometimes the audience, they get confused, or like people, they don't know their purpose, they don't know what they're supposed to do. And one way to figure that out is to one, listen to your intuition, but also observe your life. Like what's blocking you, what things you can attract. I'm not saying like, oh, you're not good enough, or like, oh, you need to. It's hard to explain. Like, how do I explain this? Like, okay, I'm using my life for example. So, for example, God wants me, or my purpose, my mission for the time being is to be career and finance and purpose, mission focused, right? And God doesn't want me to date around any type of woman, or to be in a romantic connection or relationship like that, or to fucking have sex. God doesn't want that. So how do I know that? So based on the location I'm in, the states I'm in, there's nothing to do in the current living area and environment I'm in right now. There's nothing to do over there. There's nothing to do. It's the middle of nowhere, and like, yes, there's parties, there's cities, and there's clubs and areas out there, but it's hours away. And do I really, and since my schedule's so occupied, I don't have time to date around and to do that. Even if I do have time, it's just going to waste my time because it's not important compared to what I need to do at the time being. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, but it's like the average person I try to manifest and talk to, it always ends in disappointment to where I'm not satisfied. The only interest I have is fucking. That's it. But I could do that by jacking off or watching porn, or just, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and no matter if I do try to force it, I end up getting disappointed, or like I waste so much gas money just traveling from point A to point B when I didn't have to even do all that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and based on my current schedule, I have so much to do on the table, on the spot. So it's like, you know, so like that's how I know like God, the universe, life, my higher self, spirit, they want me to focus on my fucking purpose, on my mission. And that's how you know. So with you watching this, you don't have to like apply it to that exact same scenario, but you could also apply it to, it could be anything in life. It doesn't have to be my scenario. It could be anything in life. Maybe God or spirit wants you to date around and to fuck and to have sex. You know what I'm saying? Then by all means, follow your intuition and do that. But basically what I'm saying is that life, we don't have free will. Like everything's bullshit pretty much. But it is what it is though. So I guess hopefully spirit has our back, and once, at least me, I don't know you guys, but at least hopefully God knows what he's doing in my life. But I just used it. But me, I'm not gonna lie, it pissed me off. It does piss me off because like I see people like they haven't like my whole life, like they ain't gotta do shit. They haven't done jack shit with their life, but they're able to attract romantic partners, and they're able to date around like that, and they haven't gotta do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They haven't gotta do as much. They haven't had to put in as much energy as I'm putting in, and they're not even where they're at in life. Where me, I'm more financially stable, I'm more physically attractive, I have more information, I have more knowledge when it comes to charisma and shit like that. And I put myself out there, but these people, they haven't done shit. So like, you know what I'm saying? So knowing that, I understand that happens because it deals with their purpose, what their spirit wants them to experience. We all have different missions, we're all unique, we're all came here so our spirit can experience certain things and different things, which is cool. But I'm not gonna lie, I still have the ego. So especially if I put in so much work, and it's common sense that, yeah, if you put in so much work, but you see the other person who haven't done as much work, they able to get that shit, yeah, that pisses you off. I'm not gonna lie, that pissed me the fuck off. That really pissed me the fuck off. So I use that jealousy and anger and bitterness and an aggression to better myself physically, mentally, spiritually, to, you know what I'm saying, by dishing out content, by focus on my career, by focus on my fitness, you know what I'm saying, channeling that anger in the right way, you know. That's how I'm gonna get so much video ideas and creativity, you know. Use that pain of isolation, betrayal, anger, rejection, and unfairness. Use that to your advantage, to use it not in a bad way where you take your anger out on people or use that in the wrong way, but you channel that energy in the right way to where you use that as energy, as excess energy. You use that to work out. Use that to focus on your fitness. Use that as your creativity to focus on your career, to post more content, to do whatever you got to do on what you're passionate about, what your purpose is. You know what I'm saying? That's how you become great and successful. That's one of the key tools, at least. You know? But yeah, but like, not only that, but like, how I view women, like, I view women, they're just users, man. Like, most women, especially, like, this is why I don't date around. Like, I feel like, again, it's my own perspective, at least for me. I feel like I shouldn't be dating around, especially if I'm not, like, because the only time I even attempt to date around and to, like, do pickup and to entertain women is when I'm financially free. Not me being a billionaire or a millionaire, but more than that, being financially free. And so I have my own mansion or a big house, not even a mansion, because I don't know what type of house I want to live in once I get there. But I'm probably gonna live in obviously a nice house, a car, obviously. And once I'm financially free to where like I don't have no obligations like that, where I could do whatever I want, whenever I want, then yeah, that's when I'll date and entertain women like that. But for the time being, do I want to? No, because then women, the average woman, they're just gonna use you, or like they got nothing to talk about spiritually, nothing to offer to bring to the table. At least for me, it's just like, so it's like, why waste my time on them? You know, like why waste my time? Women on the other hand, women, they could date around left and right, because as long as you're a woman, you could, especially if you're young, like if you're like 20 all the way to like 30 and stuff like that, from 20 to 30, they could manifest and attract any type of guy they want. They could simply post pictures of themselves online, and then they could attract any types of dude without them having to do jack shit. You know, this is how women is. But at the same time, once they reach like 40, 50, 60, they're not as attractive, and they can't attract as much men compared when they're younger. Some of them can, but most of them can't. So I guess that's how the human species, or how like it is when it comes to being a human as a spirit. If you want to reincarnate into be in a female body, then yeah, one of the pros and cons, the pros that like you can attract anything you want without you having to do shit, without you having to work. You know what I'm saying? You can attract any type of men, any type of rich man and stuff like that. But the con is that once you get older, if you fail to do that, then you ain't gonna attract as much men or as much opportunities. Whereas if you're a spirit, if you want to reincarnate as a male, the pros and cons of being as a cons that like the earlier stages of your life, your first half of your life, you're not going to attract as much females, you're not going to attract as much dating partners, you're going to be isolated, you're going to be touch starved, because, you know what I'm saying? But on the second and later half of your life as a male, that's when you reach success, that's when you become big, and then you can attract any types of like women out here, any type of female or dating partner. That's how it is it's kind of like that pretty much, you know? I'm just being honest, but so yeah, so you know what I'm saying, so it's like me, like especially if you're a younger guy, like you gotta understand, like these women, these like younger women out here, like they're like, you got dudes that are like either like pro athletes or like making millions, or they're financially more stable than you, like they're already settled, so you compete with these types of dudes out here, you know what I'm saying? So there's no point it's not giving them, it's being smart, because women, they're hypergamous, and males were hypergamous too, so they want the bigger, better deal. So it makes sense that like if you're not where you are at supposed to be in life, why put yourself out there? Yes, you can get some women here and there, it is possible, but for the most part, you're gonna waste your time. It's gonna take a lot of energy and effort. Do you really want that? Instead, put that time and energy focus into your career, to your passions, into your hobbies and stuff like that, into building connections and building wealth and learning about your information, soul searching, healing, and more information that's out there. We're in your top 24. We got access to the internet, so why not take advantage of that to use it to the best of your ability? You know what I'm saying? So you got so much dudes you're competing over. Just wait till you're like great, or wait till you're like financially free, then date around. You know what I'm saying? With women, it's different. As they're younger, they could literally fucking post themselves on Instagram and they can attract so much men, or they can make money by making a fucking OnlyFans or being a fucking stripper. That's, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, but that's one of the reasons why I'd rather be single, and I want to be single, because I don't want to waste my time, but also based on what my spirit and what God wants me to experience at the time being, pretty much my whole life, is that God does want me to date around and shit like that. And knowing that, but like, if I do have the opportunity to date around like that, I don't want to fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? Not saying, oh, I'm independent, or like I feel good being alone. No, I still feel the symptoms. I still feel touch starved. I still feel like lonely, and not lonely, but yeah, lonely and like stuff like that. But I'm not gonna let it affect me. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of the hardest challenging things about being a human is that you got to battle your flesh, because your flesh has needs. It has sexual needs. It has urges. It has desires. So you got to learn how to like kind of control that shit. You know what I'm saying? And once you control that, you'll definitely be on your path to, or you're able to attract a lot of things you actually want. You're able to control your desires, your lust, and stuff like that. You human flesh. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes in life you do have to use your logic over your emotions. I'm not saying be closed off, no, because part of doing the healing work, part of doing the shadow work, you have to be in tune with your emotions. So kind of be careful when being logical, because life is so harsh. You have to be logical over your emotions, but at the same time, once you have free time, do the healing work, pray, do what you gotta do your spiritual practices, and cry everything out, release your anger. As human beings, we're emotional creatures, male or female. We're very emotional, so learn how to release, cry it out, anger, scream, shout, do what you gotta do. Therapy work, do what you gotta do. Even make videos ranting and shit like that. Just do what you gotta do. You know, just expressing yourself pretty much. But that's all I gotta say, and I hope this video helps, and have a good one. Peace.